spending spree that we've been on since President Biden and the Democrats have been the majority in office, both on the Hill and in the White House. They've been making it rain with our tax money. $3.8 trillion in new spending since Inauguration Day. Congressman Jim Banks from Indiana, Republican Steady Committee Chair and Armed Services Committee member. Great to see you. First of all, your top line thoughts on where we actually are going now that the truth, drip, 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 is coming out about what's in this bill.
Well, first of all, it should be illegal to name a bill something that it doesn't do.
Amen.
And this is one of many cases where the Democrats get away with this. Go back and think about from bills like the Affordable Care Act to the Inflation Reduction Act. This is misleading to the American people. And there should be a rule in Congress that makes it against the rules of the House or the Senate to do what the Democrats have done this time again. So I'll tell you one thing that I did do. I introduced a bill in Congress with Senator Rick Scott that would require the CBO to measure the inflationary impact on all of the bills that we pass. The CBO tells us how much it will cost, but it doesn't measure inflation. And what happened was when I introduced it in the House, Senator Scott introduced it in the Senate, the Democrats shot it down. And now you know why. They don't want that to be measured by the CBO because they know that in cases like this, it will show that their bills actually make inflation worse. And the more you dig into this bill, the worse it is. It taxes natural gas, so it means that you're going to pay more for energy. It's going to kill energy jobs in America. And then on top of that, the 87,000 new IRS agents,
Yes.
Notre Dame's football stadium couldn't hold 87,000 new IRS agents, and they're coming after working class Americans, $20 billion in new taxes on them, and IRS agents are coming after people who make who work hourly wages, make a good living. And that's what the Democrats support. So the more you learn about it, the more reason there is to be very cautious and wary of what the Democrats have put forward in this case.
Look, I have read that you have an MBA, so I know you can really tear these numbers apart. The part that really caught me, though, is just what you said about the bill that you introduced, to hold everybody accountable on inflationary impacts with their new laws. The CBO basically got left out of this conversation from the beginning because they passed it so quickly that Americans, the public, didn't get a chance to see what the CBO was saying about it.
Totally, and keep in mind what this bill is really about. It's about the Green New Deal. I mean, you go back to when AOC first talked about the Green New Deal, we laughed at her. We thought it was ridiculous, but that's what the Democrats have achieved with this and some of the other bills that they've passed. I mean, this bill goes after farting cows. I mean, it rewards Democrat special interest groups to spend money on Green New Deal, radical climate change provisions. You go back and think about Solyndra in the Obama administration, which was a corrupt fake business that stole taxpayer dollars. There's going to be a whole lot more of that because of bills like this.
Well, and experts have been telling me for weeks that with this, we would see those gas prices go back up because of the taxes on petroleum corporations. All right, Congressman, let's get to this. It's the latest round of spending coming after billions of dollars were stolen from previous spending packages. Massive fraud in federal COVID relief programs coming in all shapes and sizes. Money doled out to fake names, fake farms, fake businesses, people posting videos, waving around wads of ill-gotten cash. The DOJ Inspector General sounded the alarm in the spring.
I think people made a conscious decision. We're going to get the money out, and if there's fraud, you'll chase it later. And that's just not an acceptable model. So I can't rule out that the fraud could be not only in the tens of billions, but maybe, as some have estimated, upwards of $100 billion.
A New York Times headline calls the fraud a, quote, tidal wave and says prosecutors are struggling to keep up. It's too bad the president signed 2 bills this month with the goal of trying to recoup some of your tax dollars. Let's watch.
The American people deserve to know that their tax dollars are being spent as intended. My message to those cheats out there is this: you can't hide. We're going to find you. We're going to make you pay back what you stole and hold you accountable under the law.
What's your reaction?
Well, remember when they introduced this bill, we tried in the House, Republicans in the House and the Senate, try to put provisions in this bill to say that the 87,000 new IRS agents and the money going toward spending on boosting the IRS wouldn't go toward attacking working class families, and instead would go, I mean, that would ensure that if we are going to hire that many IRS agents, they would go after waste, fraud, and abuse. But the Democrats shot that down too. So that tells you that they don't care at all about the wasteful and fraudulent use of taxpayer dollars. In this case, they want the IRS to go after regular people, people who work hourly wages, good, middle class, middle income jobs. So I don't take the president, just like in so many other cases, I don't take the president's word for meaning much based on his record that he cares at all about waste, fraud, and abuse. They should have named this bill, instead of the Inflation Reduction Act, they should have called it the Government Expansion Act, because that's what it's going to do, expand government. You're going to see money used in ways that's going to make taxpayers ill at the end of the day.
Well, I wonder how it works on the Hill. You tell me. Can you reintroduce that bill to hold everybody accountable for the inflationary impact and just keep doing it? I don't know how it works.
We will. When we get the majority back in the House, I guarantee that we will.
Representative Jim Banks from Indiana, great to have you in focus today. Thank you.
Thank you.